On June the 11th of 2012, I secured a group of Harris Corporation interns in Brevard County to take on the task of creating a template for assisting homeless individuals to obtain uh, personal identification that they may have lost or stolen. Many times, homeless individuals are on bikes, and a lot of times their identification, such as their wallets, will fall out of their pockets and then are lost. The documents are needed by the homeless to apply for employment or school, sometimes obtain access to shelters, to vote, seek help from many social service agencies, open a bank account or cash a check, secure housing, or overcome many other obstacles in order for them to become self sufficient. At that time, our Brevard Homeless Coalition was contracting with an organization called iDignity Orlando to provide IDs for homeless individuals in Brevard. Their system was effective as they had large events where the homeless would come to these events and we would help them with their documents. It was effective up until we had saturated our county and were no longer able to identify enough of a demand, which was 100 or more for each event, to cover the expenses of bringing the team to Brevard from Orlando. When the number of individuals requesting assistance consistently dipped below 100, we discontinued that contract with iDignity Orlando. The need for IDs to help the homeless community overcome the difficulties of obtaining personal identification is crucial in order for them to become self sufficient. So we then transferred that responsibility for assisting clients with obtaining their IDs to the safety net agencies that we had in Brevard County, including the Sharing Centers, Daily Bread, Salvation Army, and similar organizations. The services that are needed to assist homeless individuals include obtaining a driver's license or state ID, obtaining their health department birth certificates, and many times those birth certificates need to be obtained from other states, their veteran identification, a social security card, and sometimes legal assistance to help them obtain their documents. So if you're interested in starting a permanent ID program in your community, plan with the providers beforehand. Meet with representatives of each of the program areas and determine the most effective way to address the need in your community. For obtaining a driver's license or state ID, can you arrange for someone from the Driver's License Bureau to attend an event to assist homeless individuals? Does your state have a mobile driver's license unit? Will you need to assist clients with transport to the driver's license office? What are the fees associated with obtaining a driver's license or state ID? Are you able to obtain those funds for the clients? What are the funds for a CDL license? Sometimes there's a need for a CDL license in order for someone to be approved for a job. To obtain a state ID or license, you will need to provide documents from multiple categories. One is for proof of identity, which would be the birth certificate, U.S. passport, permanent resident card, or immigration documents. You would need documentation of your Social Security number, and that could be a Social Security card or receipt, tax receipt, or job payment stub. And you would need proof of residency. Two, from any one of the following: a letter from a shelter claiming you are a resident, mortgage or rental agreement, parent or legal guardian with proof of residence to accompany the applicant, tax form or recent mail from a government agency, utility bill or bank statement less than 2 months old, and certification of address form from the Department of Motor Vehicles. So those are the options that you have for residents. For health department birth certificates, many times, like I said, from other states, can you arrange for someone from the health department to attend your event to assist homeless individuals? Will you need to assist clients with transport to the health department? What are the fees associated with obtaining a birth certificate? Are you able to obtain the funds needed to assist the clients? For out-of-state birth certificates, does the client have an address to send the birth certificate after it has been purchased? For veteran identification, can you arrange for someone from the Veterans Administration to attend an event to assist homeless individuals? Will you need to assist clients with transport to the Veterans Administration? Will the client need legal assistance to obtain and also receive veteran benefits? For Social Security, can you arrange for someone from the Social Security Administration to attend an event to assist homeless individuals? Will you need to assist clients with transport to the Social Security Administration? Will the client need legal assistance to obtain their Social Security card? Will they need assistance in applying for and receiving Social Security disability income, or supplemental security income? Will they also need to obtain legal help to obtain those services, those funds? And finally, for immigration status, what we did and what I would recommend is refer situations where there was question about immigration status to Catholic Charities. They do a great job working with those families. The next thing to do is establish permanent IDs sites in your county. These would be locations where homeless individuals know that they're able to go to find help to obtain lost or stolen identification. Again, in Brevard County, those were specific safety net organizations where the homeless individuals know that they could go if they had lost their ID. Then identify document drop-off sites in your county. On many occasions, documents aren't readily available. Example, especially out-of-state birth certificates. Since homeless individuals are mostly transient, you should identify a drop-off site, one specific drop-off site for the documents. So when those documents come in, they are taken to that site. That would be a location where all the social service agencies then can contact to retrieve the documents after they come in. It would also need to be a secure document storage facility. The Harris Corporation interns then developed a plan to track the efforts of agencies assisting clients with obtaining permanent IDs and supporting documents. Besides the documents listed, they suggested tracking bank accounts, established employment obtained, rental property obtained, Social Security benefits obtained, and SNAP assistance obtained to measure the impact. And the way to measure that impact, there are basically two options they suggested. One is to create a web page or application that will make use of a database to store data. So you may want to buy a web hosting space, which would include a survey that stores raw data in Excel, which would serve as a database, link the database to a server, query against the data to create desired tables, open a data connection between the server and the Excel workbook, create graphs from the imported tables, and save the workbook as a HTML file and link it to your web page. Also, use a pre-existing survey or form template site such as HMIS, Homeless Management Information System, SurveyMonkey, or Google Docs with a built-in means of storing data. For Google Docs, create a free Google account, create a new form in Google Docs, fill it in with questions and choices for answers, send out the link, and collect the results. For SurveyMonkey, same situation, only you do it under a SurveyMonkey account. So these are the questions that you would probably want to put on those surveys for the task 1 survey questions, which would be actually tracking the documents themselves. How many state issued IDs have been applied for and obtained? What has been the total cost of state issued IDs applied for and obtained? How many birth certificates have been applied for and obtained? What has the total cost of birth certificates applied for and obtained? How many Social Security cards were applied for and obtained? How many proofs of residence have been obtained? What types of proof of residence were obtained? And then for the task 2 questions, have you established any bank accounts or credit cards? Have you established any employment? If so, what kind and for how long? Have you rented or purchased any property? Have you received any Social Security benefits? Have you received any SNAP benefits? Have you obtained a driver's license? Have you applied for government assistance programs? Have you enrolled in any education or vocational programs? Have you registered to vote? Have you obtained a citizenship or a passport? And have you been admitted to a hospital? So these tools would act as a gateway for both entering and storing information that needs to be tracked. For tracking the efforts of agencies in distributing IDs, the emergency and transitional shelters could use these tools to enter necessary information. For tracking the results and impact, issue usernames and passwords to the clients to log in and document their progress themselves, or have volunteers at the transitional shelters survey the clients and use the tool to enter in the necessary information. All this is a good information. If you're able to track the actual impact, it can actually show progress in your continuum on how you are helping homeless individuals move out of their homeless situation into situations where they're actually adding to the economy. And finally, develop a step by step written manual for the process that you develop of obtaining state issued IDs to be used as a model for other agencies in your community and other communities as well. Thank you.